Malaysia, what three top policies would you change to pivot Malaysia economy? Wow, great question. If you were the leader of Malaysia, what three top policies would you change to pivot Malaysia economy? And we're not trying to get you in trouble with our political leaders.
No. I think this question will get me into trouble. Remember, I only studied up to Form 5, mana you punya otak boleh buat ini. But I think, I said it earlier, I really wish our leaders will make great effort. My dream to make all the low-income Malaysians, the B40s, to own a house, even though it's an affordable house. They own it themselves, not to rent. Rent only make the rich richer. The rich landlord, some people in Kuala Lumpur, they own 20 houses, 20 apartments they are renting to these poor people. If you check, even many in the police, the lower rank, many in the armies, the soldiers, they don't own a house. I hope the government look into this. And I think the government is doing it, Madani housing, all this. Prime Minister is doing it. I think our Prime Minister is focusing on the poor, and he really wants to help the poor. And it's fortunate that during a bad time like this, a lot of foreign investment came in. He did a great job going out to bring in foreign investment. And that helps the economy, even though the economy is very tough now. You know who caused it? Two men caused it. One is called, his name is Putin. The other called Zelensky. Even though Ukraine is always under the ambit or the control of Russia. It was part of the Russian Federation. Most Ukraine presidents work closely or cooperate closely with Russia, except this guy Zelensky. You read about him, he's a comedian. Check, I'm not joking, he's a comedian. He's a comedian, and he became president. I understand there was a drama about him in that drama. He acted as a president of Ukraine. So all the women watch, some men also watch with their wives. So after they watch, they say, "Wow, he's so successful in the movie, in the movie." So they think it's real life. And then he went for election, and they voted for him, and he became president. So you have a joker becoming president, or comedian joker, bukan? So he became the president. And he decided to quarrel with Putin and go and work with NATO, work with USA. What happened? Putin warned him many times that he doesn't listen. Next thing, Putin attacked. And what happened to the world? All of us suffer high prices because they are big exporter of wheat. Wheat, you make your bread, noodles, meat, all those. We need wheat. And wheat prices goes up. So all the low-income people in Malaysia, everyone have higher price. The whole world suffer because of this war. We all pray. We all should pray for this war to stop. We pray that Putin and Zelensky both will see sense, sit down and have peace. Then their people will go back and still go and grow their wheat and all this. And then the wheat prices will come down, and this will help the world. So, I wish and pray that our government, the government is already doing it, but if we can do more to help the low income to own a house, this will be very good. We will have a better country. I always say this, if the poor are well taken care of, all the middle class, upper middle class, and the rich can live happily together with them. And we must think about this. All of us can help the poor. If you already own a house, you can give 10,000 donations to help them to own a house. So, Yayasan, my first home, is going to do a fundraising. You give 5,000, 10,000 pun boleh lah. But I'm going to give as much as I can give. I hope I can donate hundreds of millions to this foundation, inshallah. So the next question, Tan Sri, on behalf of Sabahans,
Since Berjaya will be building the KKIA at Kimanis, will there be any improvements on the public transportation and accessibility? Because Sabahan said that Kimanis is quite far.
You know, the government is building the Ben Borneo Highway. It will reduce the traveling time from Kimanis to here. Now I think you go to Kimanis is about what, 45 minutes to 1 hour or less, depends. So it will be reduced to maybe 35, 40 minutes. And then of course accessibility and transportation will be improved. There'll be, of course, study. Once this study is on, there will be study on how to bring people faster to the capital of KK from Kimanis. But if you think it's far, you should try KLIA. If you drive from Kuala Lumpur to KLIA, the distance is much longer than Kimanis. So don't worry about that. You need to drive a little bit more because you're driving Sabah up. That's the most important thing. Sabah will go up with this, you know. You know, I have a saying which I told the Causeway participants. You know, there's a Malay simpulan bahasa that say, I want to tell you all this, very interesting. You know, there's a Malay simpulan bahasa say, sepandai-pandai tupai melompat, akhirnya jatuh ke tanah. That's negative. So I got a new one. I heard, maybe I invented. Anyway, this is mine. I said, sepandai-pandai tupai melompat, selama-lama dia melompat, akhirnya dia sampai ke langit. He will reach the sky. That's positive, right? Why must you say people keep trying to say he jatuh? It's negative. Now we say you keep trying, lama-lama dia sampai ke langit. Reach the sky. Reach the sky means go up lah. Successful. Betul tak? Why say positive negative? Oh, you lupa-lupa you jatuh nanti.
Jane, I have a question.
Sorry. Okay, sorry, we also have people on the floor.
Yeah.
Thank you over here. Mr.
One more question here. How do you identify that a new business or a startup can grow successfully? Wow. Sometimes you study, you consider many things. Sometimes you throw a coin and see head or tail. But joke aside, of course, you have to study and look at the market and look at everything. And then you look at the person who comes and wants to promote the business. How committed is he? You know? And some of this is also guesswork. Sometimes we also have projects that fail. The problem is the project that do well, people hear of it. Project that fail, we also don't want to talk about it. Malu lah. So, how do you identify? Yes, there are several ways, and all of us have our own way of it. I'm sure you guys have identified, invested in good business, start good business, you also have start some business that fail. We have similar experience, we have failure too.
Thanks, Tan Sri. My name is Timothy. My question is, it's quite obvious from you that you still remain humble and grounded in the midst of success and fame. So I want to know, as you grow in your business, how do you stay grounded and humble while at the same time maintaining the same drive and hunger and ambition, and just keep going? Thank you.
You know, there are many more people in Malaysia, much more successful than me. They are very humble. So sometimes it depends on who you talk to. Someone don't like me, so ini Vincent tak, they're jahat, they're arrogant. So it's all a question of perception, right? So depending on whether we touch the person in the right spot or the wrong spot. So, but I think we all have to be humble because what's so great, even you're a multi-billionaire, so what? You know? So we have to be humble, and we can be as humble as we can. But sometimes when people imitate you, we may snap at them and they may think we are not humble, but sometimes we are in a bad mode, you know? Yeah. So then I go home, my wife scolds me, bad mood I go out, you know? So things like that. So we all should be humble because I think about it, if you are spiritual, you know, how can we, you know, what are we compared to people who have achieved much more? We compare to, you know, let's say the we compare to the one that we pray to every day, we should be humble. Yeah. And I think humility does give us reward. You know, and I think if our divine guardian, you know, God Almighty, Tuhan, look at us, we are humble, we are good. I think we get more blessings. I believe in that. I'm sure many of you believe in that too.
What about your hunger and ambition? What about your hunger and ambition? How do you keep that fire going continuously?
My family members said, don't have any more ambition. You see, we should retire. But I think, like I said earlier, you know, some people, you look at Japan, 99 plus, they go to work every day. Wow. I mean, I don't mind going to work, but maybe I like to work half day. I'm 72 years old, I'm not that young. I joke with many people, anywhere in the world, I would have already retired. In America, retirement is 65. Oh, I should have retired 7 years ago. If I'm in America. So, but we can still contribute. Officially, I'm an advisor, I'm founder and advisor to Vijaya Corporation. Are you aware that Vijaya Corporation has got 8 ladies on the board? There's no male on the board. We are one of the only one. We are over gender friendly to ladies, you know. Because I want to emphasize, because sometimes people say, oh, you know, you must have 30%. So I joke with someone, hey, what 30%? Maybe one day I make my company 100% off period. They say, you're joking. I did it. We have checked all ladies on board. I must say 2 of the ladies are my daughters, 2 of my daughters. And then there's one who is, one or two has worked with us for many years. One, the joint CEO with my daughter, joint CEO. Her name is Vincent. She's actually Sabahan. She's with us for 34 years. So she's now joint CEO, ladies. So the whole board is ladies. So, and you know, in the whole world we try to check. So far we've checked. Only in the UK there's one listed company with 3 ladies. All 3 of them are founders. All ladies board, only Vijaya. So all ladies should support us.
Thank you so much.
Ladies, I promote you all now. That you all can do it. All ladies on the board.
Yeah. All right, so we have just a few more minutes left, and I know Tan Sri actually has to jet off for another event. But is there 1 or 2 last questions that we can ask him? Yes, there's one question from this lady over here.
Hi, Tan Sri. What is your advice for young entrepreneurs who have just started? Yeah, in terms of getting sales, managing the finance, sometimes it can get quite overwhelming for us. But for you, it seems like, it's so easy. What is it? Thank you.
Sebenarnya, when I first started, it's overwhelming. But then after the lama, really, like I said, lama-lama lompat, boleh naik atas. So, I think you have to go, you have to learn accounting. Actually, I learned accounting in that sense by experience. I asked the accountant, ini apa, what is this? Then we learn. So we have to learn, look at the balance sheet and look at this. And if you're not an accountant, you still have to learn. Of course, you have to hire someone who can do the accounts and then ask him or her questions and learn from it. And because you want to know at the end of the day, you know, I have so much sales, I have so much expenses. At the end of the day, do I have profit or I have loss? So if you have profit, that's good. If you have loss, you have to find out where you can cut your costs so that you can make profit. You know. In the end, you have to make profit. You know how to survive. You know, even bank lend you money, kalau you tak, the profit bank also not keen to lend you. But if bank understand that you make losses in the early years because you're building a business, then you explain to them, then they understand, they will lend you the money. We need bank loan to start business, to grow. You need what we call, I'm sure you all heard the word OPM. OPM is other people's money. Orang lain punya wang. So you can learn, you have to learn. You have to learn yourself and work with your accountant or your accounts clerk. Initially when we start, mana ada accountant mahal, we will hire accounts clerk. Accounts clerk pandai jaga account, then you can work with them and learn from them.
One more thing, yeah.
Yeah.
How was your daily life back then? Is it any different from us here? Or, you mentioned you work until 12 midnight. And when do you meet people? When do you do your paperwork? How is it? It sounds simple, but it's not simple for us.
When I was young, I was selling life insurance. I always have to go out and see various people. Sometimes some people you talk, they say, life insurance, no, get out, I want to talk about insurance. So you have to accept this sort of thing happen. And then if you get convinced, you can be charming enough to convince them, then they will let us stay. If not, they don't want to listen. Because you tell them, life insurance, how you sell? You see, when something happened to you, this is for your family. So he asks you mean when I die? I don't talk about that. So life insurance is actually a tough. It is easier to sell cars, sell motorcycle, sell from a shop than you sell food or anything. Life insurance is the most difficult. It's not selling intangible. If your friend does life insurance and they do well, they are good, And these people can do many other things. And it's a very difficult thing to sell. It's called selling intangible,
Thank you for that question. Shall we have one last question and then we'll start to wrap up? Yes? We have one person here, and then you have one question there, and that will be the last question.
Hi, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Actually, my question is, it's like Tan Sri do a lot of construction, like hotel, right? So how do you prevent the staff from taking rebate, like 自回扣? Just like when you buy the construction material, they take from behind, they charge higher to the company. How do you avoid that? It's quite technical, but
that's a good question. Yeah, it's a tough thing. So what we do is we will, of course, obviously we must have a tender, and then a bid. We try to invite as many contractors to come in as possible, and then you want to choose the lowest. But if you choose the lowest, you also have to interview, find out. Because sometimes whether the lowest they can do or not. So some companies, you will remember, there are many, sometimes even foreign companies, they give you a low price, but they know how to do VO, variation order, they do all kinds of things. Suddenly, instead of 100 million, you finally end up with 120 million, 20% more. Because they do this, do that, and say everything they can justify. And then if the architect and everybody sort of agree with them, then you have 20% higher. So you have to, of course, hire very honest people to run it. So I say on that, especially when we are, like I say, if you are focused, you definitely can make sure that it doesn't happen. But in my case, I'm a jack of so many trades, so I have to rely on the other CEOs to make sure that don't happen. And must admit, sometimes it happens. We get cheated by our people, we find out, and then we just have to fire them. So this happened. So you have to focus and you have to work hard. If you want to do it, you have to work hard, go and see for yourself. What are you buying? What are you paying for? Are they doing a good job? Did they deliver the material that you buy? Because if once the price is good, you can check elsewhere whether you're getting a good price or not. Then you can see the people you work for are honest or not. So sometimes, like everything, we also get cheated. How pandai we are also we get cheated.
For that question. Yeah, so we have a last question over here on our right.
Tan Sri, welcome back to Sabah and thank you for the inspiring sharing. My question is, you recently hosted an AI camp in Kuala Lumpur. So the question is, are there any plans to extend this initiative to schools in Sabah? Thank you.
Sorry, can you repeat that? What initiative was that?
Country recently hosted this AI boot camp.
AI boot camp.
AI boot camp in Kuala Lumpur.
Yes.
So my question is there any plans to extend?
Yes. In fact, AI is a big thing. Artificial intelligence is a big thing now, and it is very big in the USA and many countries. So I managed to meet this person. Actually, I met him through the Suchi organization. He was doing AI in USA, and then he said he wants to come back to Malaysia and help. So he wants to move back to Malaysia after living in US for 20 over years. And so he's good in AI. So he suggested, why don't you do this? We start this, and then he explained to me it's not going to make a lot of money, but we will help Malaysians to learn about AI. So I liked the idea and said, okay. So the first one that they did, I understand everyone is very happy with it. So we're going to do more. And obviously, of course, we'll bring it to Sabah. I will tell him now that you have asked. I tell him that we have requests to bring it to Sabah. And those who went to that course for a few days, they're all very happy. They know what is AI and they know how to do it. I'm quite impressed when I heard this. So obviously, we will try to expand this, get more AI teachers, and then come to Sabah, Sarawak, all over. Definitely. And it's good. Some of you, kalau the younger one, you have time, you should try to participate in this for small fees. I think they charge about 500 ringgit and they teach you AI, not bad. And I heard most of people enjoy it. Even there was one of the participant was only, I was told, 14 years old. A 14 years old boy joined also. The parent made him join and paid the 500. So it was very good and they all enjoy it. Yeah, I will tell the person who ran this to come to Sabah and do it. Yeah.
Excellent. So, thank you so much, Tan Sri. When we were having Tan Sri inside the holding room, once he was so gracious, and we're so grateful for Tan Sri to be able to come all the way to Sabah. Usually, Tan Sri never has very public speaking engagements, and he was sharing, sometimes I would agree to speak at Forbes and CEO Masterclass Sabah. So I think
you are the next Forbes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give our Tan Sri Vincent Tan a final round of applause. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.